Hare Krishna. Okay, so before we start module 2, I think just revise our goal, why we are doing what we are doing. It's been almost 1 year now. The last June we started our Bhakti Shastri, so we may have forgotten few things. So it's good to just get our goals very clear. So this Bhakti Shastri goal, which we are doing, um covers four books. So we're doing the first one at this stage, Bhagavad Gita, which has three modules. So we have covered first module, which is chapter 1 to 6. Now in module 2, we'll be doing 7 to 12 of Bhagavad Gita. And then once that's finished, we'll cover Ishopnishad, NOI, and NOD. And this is a complete dedication to Srila Prabhupada, who intended that his disciples and followers diligently study and apply his teaching for the welfare of all. So this third line is very, very important. So study part we are doing more or less, but applying his teachings. So application is the key. So whatever we are reading is just not for the sake of passing the exam. Um, yeah, so exam will probably pass all of us, but application of these teachings are very, very important. So try whatever best possible in your own way. How can we apply the teachings of Bhagavad Gita? And then we are applying teachings not only for our benefit, which is definitely there, but this should be the welfare of all, because our sampradaya has this mood of um, sharing this knowledge and caring about the others by sharing this knowledge. So we do some bodily welfare activities as well, but more than that is sharing the knowledge of Krishna consciousness so that they can come out of the cycle of birth and death. So this is very, very important. We apply these teachings, and the application should be based on welfare for all. Now, we read these two quotes in the past as well, but let's reread it. What's Prabhupada's view on these courses or studying these books? Rajesh Prabhu, would you like to read the first one?
I'm very much stressing at this point that all of my students shall be very much conversant with the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, and that they should read our books very diligently, at least 1 or 2 hours daily, and try to understand the subject matter from varieties of angles. Letter to
So,
Madhu Dwisha, Los
yeah, so
Angeles.
we need to study 1 or 2 hours daily and try to understand the subject matter from varieties of angles. This is very, very important. So we're not just reading for the sake of exam, which verses are important, which is okay at one part of it, but we need to try to understand the subject matter quite deeply. And that's why we request all of you to come together and just study for 2 hours. Try not to do multitasking within those time. Otherwise, we hardly grasp anything. Second one, who would like to read? Lakshmi Mataji.
In my books, the philosophy of Krishna consciousness is explained fully. So, if there is anything which you do not understand, then you simply have to read again and again. By reading daily, the knowledge will be revealed to you. And by this process, your spiritual life will develop. Prabhuji, I have a question.
Um,
You
can
know
we
how,
can we
yeah,
finish this and then we'll come to the question?
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So as Prabhupada is saying, my book's philosophy of Krishna consciousness is explained fully. What does fully mean? Shrudikirti Prabhu tells this last time. The Prabhupada, once Prabhupada called him, I'll go one step back actually. Shrutikirti Prabhu was not in the room, and in the middle of the night, 1 o'clock, Prabhupada started ringing his bell. Everyone knows, I guess, Prabhupada had a special bell which he will ring, and the servant's job was to come and attend to Prabhupada that request. So Shrutikirti Prabhu in the middle of the night comes to Prabhupada, how can I serve you? And Prabhupada says, this Bhagavad Gita is so nice. If you read just one book, your life will be successful. And Shrutikirti Prabhu is like, okay, Prabhupada, is there anything I can do for you? No, you go back and sleep. So just to let him know and through him the whole world know, this book is so important. Later, Shrutikirti Prabhu tells another pastime at another place. And Prabhupada was telling, if the book was given to him and he asked Prabhupada, which chapter should I read? And he said, any chapter. Any chapter you can read. Okay, he opened the chapter. Which verse should I read, Prabhupada? Any verse. And some verses are quite big. And he says, you read any page and your life will be successful. And later on for NOD, there's another discussion, I'm just combining it together. And he said, even if you read one line, Prabhupada said that, even if you read one line, what to speak of one line, even one word, your life can be successful. So these books are not just another books, another course. These books can actually liberate us fully and give us Krishna Prema. They are so powerful. And Prabhupada has written these books as it is. So that word as it is very, very important. As Krishna wanted to give knowledge to all of us. So this philosophy is fully explained. So even if you just read one book but nicely, our life can be successful and we can also become ambassadors of making others' life successful. So very, very important. And the lastly saying by reading daily. So the daily recitation is very, very important. Daily reading is very, very important. Daily studying is very, very important. As we brush our teeth daily, Amrit Prabhu, I hope so. Uh, Now we can't postpone that, okay, once in a month I'll do that. Every day I take 2 minutes, so once in a month, 60 minutes in the bathroom, I'll be brushing my teeth. That won't work. You have to clean your body regularly, you have to take bath, brush regularly, eat regularly. Similarly, cleaning of our soul from all these contaminations is also very, very important, which should be done daily practice. So, whatever little time you have, you may not have hours and hours to read, but some 10 to 15 minutes at least a day should be given to these books because they are very, very important. Yes, Lakshmi Mataji, you had something to say.
See, in the above paragraph, it says 2 hours daily and try to understand the subject matter from varieties of angles.
Yes.
Could you please share some, which angles? Do we just do a Google search or YouTube? Like, for example, 7.1.
Yes.
So I'm reading 7, like it says, we'll try to understand from different varieties of angles. Like
Yeah.
you as a preacher,
Yeah.
how do you try and understand one verse from different varieties of angles? Could you please
Yes.
enlighten us?
Yeah, thank you, Mata. Very nice question. What Prabhupada is writing is quite deep. So many times we tend to just read, one part of it and we think we understand. Many times in India, if you say, "Do you know Bhagavad Gita?" and the most famous verse which they quote, anyone remembers? Especially people coming from Indian background. Keshav Prabhu?
Yada yada hidamasti.
Karmarne and they will not know even the second or third or fourth line, huh? And they say, I know Bhagavad Gita. I know Bhagavad Gita. So they may know Bhagavad Gita a little bit. We're not denying that, but it's just a part of it. They don't know the second line, third line, and definitely they don't know the meaning and the context behind it. So Lakshmi Mataji, when we read one portion and then we may know that one, that's fine. But we need to read it again with the proper context. And also Acharyas have given multiple commentaries. There are at least in Gaudiya Sampradaya, I'm talking not going outside Gaudiya Sampradaya, 5 to 6 commentaries are available. If you go to Sri Sampradaya, they have a library of books. They have, like we have Bhagavatam 18 copies, like thick books. They have Bhagavad Gita thick books. So for one chapter, they have one thick book. For each verse, if I'm not wrong, I heard in a class, they have 10 to 11 commentaries on each verse. And every acharya is writing differently. They're not copying each other. So they explain the same verse in different way, and that's what makes this Bhagavad Gita so beautiful. Even Bhanu Maharaj was saying every single Bhagavatam verse can be expanded into at least 11 different ways. At least one word can have so many meanings. When Gopi Gita, if you talk about Gopi Gita, each verse has a literal meaning, and then there is a Saraswat meaning. Saraswat meaning means what this devotee is intending to say. So one is what he's saying, one is what intends to say it. And Saraswat meaning usually is in the appreciation of Krishna. Even if you hear Mataji 7.1 from Prabhupada, he gave maximum number of classes. This is one of the most famous verses in Prabhupada dictionary, I'm saying. And he gave maximum number of classes on 7.1. And you will see in every class, there will be some similarity, but there will be differences as well. So he's trying to expand more and more and more. When Prabhupada was leaving this world, the disciple asked him, Prabhupada, you translated so many books, you gave commentary on so many books, but is there anything which you could not make commentary on, which you wanted to? Prabhupada says, I had one more desire, one more book I wanted to do. Which book? Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, you already done it. No, I want to do more. Bhagavad Gita is so deep. It's so deep. Each verse can be understood from so many angles. So Prabhupada is following a pattern, but he has more to say on each verse. He said, I wanted to write more commentary actually. So each verse, Mataji, can be understood in so many ways. And that's why when we understand one line of it, that's nice, but we should always be open to understand more meanings of it. And you hear Bhagavatam verse or Bhagavad Gita verse from same verse, four different devotees will give class and they will have their own realization because they have done their own research, they have some realization and what Krishna inspires them while they are speaking. And it's so beautiful. That's why you never get bored. This is transcendental knowledge. You always feel like, wow, I never knew that. I never knew this. Even I'm reading this, I don't know how many times I've read, but I'm reading it today. I'm like, wow, this is so nice. I always discover so many nice things, new things, at least it feels to me. And this is transcendental knowledge. Is that okay, Mata? Yeah, okay.
Where do they get the commentaries from?
So Acharyas are writing these commentaries, Mataji.
Where do you pick suss out those commentaries from?
Where do you find that? Mata, you can, the books are available. Krishna Thakur books are available, Baldev Vidyabhushan. So these are two very common
Okay.
commentaries. Yeah.
Okay.
So Baldev Vidyabhushan. Now, there are so many books outside. The Bhurijan Prabhu has written Surrender Unto Me. Very, very important book. I highly recommend all of you to read that book. If you don't have it, please get that book, a copy. It's only $15, if I'm not wrong. Very, very important book to go with Bhagavad Gita. It's not a replacement of Bhagavad Gita, it's to go with Bhagavad Gita. Bhurijan Prabhu has written so nicely some main points. So whatever Prabhupada has written, he's sort of connecting verse 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and he's giving context and giving some extra points, which he has done his study. So Keshav Maharaj also has a book on Bhagavad Gita, has actually books on Bhagavad Gita, Gita 3. You can search it and download it and try to read it. You get so much, Mataji. So yeah, please keep expanding this. But first, our base is Prabhupada. Read Prabhupada, nicely understand it, and then on top of that, try to understand it in a more better way.
Yeah.
Okay. Supriya Mataji. You're on mute, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna,
Can you
Mataji.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Because I have changed the phone. So I just wanted to say I was missing classes because
Okay.
I
It's
was
only,
waiting when it will start again. Because
yeah.
whenever I am in stress and you taught us, so that changed my mind totally.
Yeah.
And my tension goes away, and so
Haribol,
that
good to
I
hear.
was waiting.
Good to hear. Thank you, Mata. It's only 1 week gap, and devotees are waiting. That's the magic of Prabhupada books. Prabhupada has explained in such a simple language for all of the benefit. Thank you, Mata. Prabhupada is very kind. Okay, let's move forward. Now we are in module 2. As I said, this module 2, we are reading chapter 7 to 12, which are actually very, very important. Everyone knows these three sections of Bhagavad Gita. I'll not go into much details. The first is the Karma Yoga, which we just finished around 2 weeks ago. And the last one is Jnana Yoga. And now we are reading the Bhakti Yoga. Which one is the most important as per Gaudiya understanding? Kittu.
Is it Bhakti Yoga, Prabhu?
Thank
No.
you, Kittu Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay, that's
You
right.
should be sure about it. Yes, it is Bhakti Yoga. Can I request everyone who's not switching on the camera, please switch on your camera. Ideally, we should be kicking all of you out who are not able to switch on the camera. Okay, today is the first day. Please get that habit of sitting and hearing or discussing for 2 hours. It's very, very nice. If you're eating prasadam, for me, it's absolutely fine. It's a dinner time. If you're taking dinner, I don't mind actually. That's my nature. So, but yeah, just come on and have a good discussion for next 2 hours. If you have to go for 1 or 2 minutes, that's fine. But yeah, try to make that a schedule that you can sit and hear for 2 hours. Okay, Bhakti Yoga is the most important. Anyone can say why? Why? Acharya Nishtha Prabhuji, give me 1 point why Bhakti Yoga is most important over karma and jnana.
This is where you actually get to serve Krishna and
Get
acharyas.
to serve Krishna. Okay. Why Bhakti Yoga comes in the middle?
That's the highest, Prabhu. It's not in
That's the
middle.
high. No, that is the highest. I agree with that.
It is
But we need to give some points, right? That's why we are discussing this and why it's been put in the middle. So you can see karma is in the top, jnana is in the bottom, and bhakti is in the middle. Priti Mata.
Because it will jewels, like for example at our home also, like we put our the valuable things like inside the like some special uh like jewel box,
Yes.
so yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So Priti Mata is saying, I have a big jewel box. Thank you, Salan Prabhu. Yes, so we put our jewelry or any valuables not outside, we keep it inside in our safe, in our drawer. So similarly, bhakti is like a jewel. It's very precious, very, very important. So it's kept in the middle. So no one just come and, disturb the bhakti. More reasons? Anyone remembers?
Bhakti brings us closer to
Confidence.
Krishna.
So why it's in the middle? Why not in the top? So the
Con-
top
con- con-
prepares us to enter into the second, right? When we start the class, what do we do first? Shobit Prabhu, what do we do first?
Prabhu, we say Mangalacharan.
Mangalacharan. So Mangalacharan is very, very important. Why do we do Mangalacharan, Amrit Prabhu? What's the need of Mangalacharan?
To get the blessings of authorities.
Yes. So Mangalacharan gives us the blessings of the acharyas, because what we are reading or discussing, it's given by our acharyas. It's not our made. It's made by Prabhupada or different acharyas. Prabhupada is also following the commentary of the previous acharya. So he's just giving the gist in a contemporary way. So he gives us the blessing, and it's very, very important. It brings our mind from outside world to inside so that we can absorb in the class. Otherwise, Jai Radha Madhav, Hare Krishna mantra, why do we do that? Before starting the class, we do that so that our mind, which is very, very passionate, which has come from outside work or from different subject matters we are dealing whole day, now the mind comes back and then we start grasping the real knowledge. Also, another reason of acharyas give, king is always in the middle, isn't it? King is in the middle. He's not just exposed at the front. So he's in the middle, both sides. The army generals are there. So Bhakti Yoga is like a king. We'll read about it in 9th chapter. So there are multiple reasons acharyas give. Um, Also, one reason, second one I'm reading. Karma and Jnana Yoga are dead without Bhakti and surrounded by both. In Karma also, we read Karma Yoga part. We read how Bhakti is important. Krishna is keep emphasizing, and we'll read again and again from chapter 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Bhakti is always emphasized in between. So all the prominence is given to say Karma or Jnana, but in between you will see they will not survive without Bhakti. And there are live verses for that, not just commentaries. Okay, these are chapter names. I like to read the Sanskrit names as well. It just brings us more closer to what's the theme of those chapters. We'll just read the names here. So chapter 7 in Sanskrit is known as Vijnana Yoga, and Prabhupada translated as knowledge of the absolute. I'll talk about this context in a second. Second chapter in module 2, I'm talking chapter number 8, Tarak Brahma Yoga, and Prabhupada said attaining the supreme. Chapter 9 is Raj Guhya Yoga. Prabhupada said the most confidential knowledge. Chapter 10 is Vibhuti Yoga. Prabhupada is saying the opulence of the absolute. Chapter 11, Vishwa Rupa Darshan Yoga. Prabhupada very correctly translating the universal form. Very nice. And chapter 12 is Bhakti Yoga, devotional service. So these are the 6 chapters which we're going to read. Vijnana Yoga, Tarak Brahma Yoga, Rajaguhya Yoga, Vibhuti Yoga, Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Now, how many verses each chapter has? Anyone knows? Chapter 7 has how many verses? Not a Bhakti Shastri exam question, but so okay, Giriraj Prabhu, you're saying something.
30.
30 verses are there. Okay, so Ni Mataji, second, chapter 8.
Chapter 8. No idea.
Okay, read it on the screen, Mata.
28.
Read it on the screen.
28.
28.
Okay. Chapter 9. Someone else. Iramata, can you read on the screen?
Hare Krishna.
Chapter 9. Hare
I
Krishna.
can't read anything.
I can't see the screen,
I can't
Prabhu.
see anything.
You can't see the screen. Okay.
Chapter
No,
9
it's
is 34.
there,
I can
34.
see it. Chapter 9 is 34. We can see it.
Okay. Anyone else who cannot see the screen besides Acharya Nishtha Prabhu? Everyone can see, I hope.
Yes, I can see it now, Prabhu.
Okay. Hari Bol. Chalo. Maybe some internet issues. That's all right. Keshav Prabhu, chapter 9.
34, bro.
Yuvati Radha Mataji, chapter 10. Just read it out.
42.
42. Thank you. Priya Mata, chapter 11.
55.
Anju Mata, chapter 12.
20.
20. Thank you. Why I'm making you read? If you read even one chapter, hopefully you will never forget how many verses are there in that chapter. Huh? This nice way of remembering. By reading, we absorb a lot more. So this is actually a smaller section. If you see on the right hand side, the initial section I've just divided into 40%. Now actually it's comparatively 279 verses 209 verse. So we are actually have finished 40% of Bhagavad Gita so far, and this section is only 30%, 209 verses only. So just a side knowledge, but it's the most important part of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, now what I was planning to do, we'll read 2 chapters of verses today, the important ones, as we did for module 1 as well. They are not exam verses. There may be some overlap. Yes, Prabhu can confirm that. But these are the important verses which I have found through different books. And these are the verses which I personally recommend all of you should know. We'll send the PDF file, so you don't have to take a screenshot or anything. You'll get in your, there's only 4 pages. You can make a printout and then read it. So what I'll do, I'll read just actually 3 chapters today, and we'll read like 3 weeks 3 chapters, and then 3 weeks another 3 chapters. So I'll read for 2-3 weeks, and then I'll expect all of you to recite and lead the recitation as we have done for module 1. Okay, everyone is ready? Any questions so far at this stage? All good? You can unmute yourself, even if it's wrong pronunciation, I don't mind. This is your beginning, that's okay. But yeah, please read. By reading, we get the tune. So this is chapter 7. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Shri Bhagavan
Vacha
Maya Sakta Manah Partha
Maya
Maya Sakmanah Partha
Yogam Yunjan Madashrayah
Yogam Yunjanmadashraya
Ashanshayam Samagram Mam
Samshayam
Ashamshayam Samagram
samyam
Bhagyasya Tat Shunu.
Yathagyasasya
Yasya
1.3 Manushanam Sahasreshu
Manusyanam
Manusyanam
Sahasreshu
sahasreshu
Kashid Yatati Siddhaye
Kashchit yatati siddhaye
Tamapi Siddhanam
Yatamapi
Tatan api
siddhanam
siddhanam
Kashin Mam Veti Tattvataha.
Kashin
Mam veti tattvaha
1.4 Bhumir Apo Analo Vayu
Bhumirapo
Apo
Analo
analo
Vayu
vayu
Mano Buddhir Evacha
Mano
Mano
Buddhir
buddhi
Evacha
evacha
Ahankar Iti Yame
Ahankar
Ahankar
iti
iti
yame
Binna Prakatirashtadha.
Binna Prakritirashtadha
1.7 Mattaha Parataram Na Anyat
Matta Parataram Nanyat
Id Asti Dhananjaya
Kinchid Asti
kinchid
Dhananjaya
Dhananjaya
Sarvam Idam Protam
Mai
sarvam
sarvam
idam
idam
putam
protam
Putre Manigana Iva
Sutre Maniganaiva
1.8 Rasoham Apsu Kaunteya
Rasoham Apsukanteya
Bhasmi Shashi Suryayoho
Prabhasmi Shashi Suryo
Maha Sarva Vedeshu
Pranamaha Sarva
vedeshu
Vedeshu
Dakhe Parusham Rishu
Shabdake Paurusham Drishu
14 Devi He Shahi Gunmayi
Devi Esha
Mama
Gunmayi
Maya Duratyaya
Mama Maya
Duratya
Duratya
Mameviye Prapadyante
evaye
Mame
prapadyante
Prapadyante
Mayam Etam Tarantite
Yametam Tarantite
15 Namam Dashkritano Moodaha
Namam
Dashkrito
Dushkritano
Mudha
Mudha
Prapadyante Naradhamaha
prapadyante
Prapadyante
naradamaha
Naradhamaha
Ayaya Apaharat Jnana
Maya Apaharat Jnana
Asuram Bhavam Ashritaha
Asuram Bhavam Ashrita
7:16 Chaturvidha Bhajante Mam
vida
Chaturvidha
bhajante
Bhajante
mam
Mam
Nahasrikritano Arjuna
Jana
na
Sukrito
sukrito arjuna
Arjuna
Artho Jigyasurarthati
Artho
artho
Jigyasur
jigyasur
Arthati
Jnani Cha Bhartarshabha
यानि च भरतर्षभ
7:19 Bahunam Janmanam Ante
बहूनां
Bahunam
जन्मनाम्
Janmanam
अन्ते
Ante
Dhanavan Mam Prapadyate
ज्ञानवान् मां
Mam
प्रपद्यते
Prapadyate
Vasudevah Sarvamiti
वासुदेवः
सर्वं
सर्वमिति
सर्वमिति
Mahatma Sudurlabha
स महात्मा
महात्मा
सुदुर्लभः
सुदुर्लभः
Before Avyaktam Vyaktim Apannam
व्यक्तं
Avyaktam
व्यक्तिमापन्नं
Vyaktam
Ante Mam Abudhayah
मन्यन्ते मामुद्धयः
Tam Bhavam Ajananto
परभावम्
सम्भावम्
अजानन्तो
अजानन्तो
Mam Avyayam Anuttamam
माम्
Avyayam
व्ययमुत्तमम्
Anuttam
25 Naham Prakashah Sarvasya
नाहं
Aham
प्रकाश
Prakasha
सर्वस्य
Sarvasya
Yogamaya Samavratah
योगमाया
माया
समावृता
समावृतः
Mudhoyam na abhijanati
Mudho
मूढोऽयं
Ayam
नाभिजानाति
अभिजानाति
Loko mam ajam avyayam
लोको
Loko
माम्
Mam
अजम्
अजमव्ययम्
अव्ययम्
726 Vedaham samtitani
वेदाहं
वेदाहं
समतीतानि
समतीतानि
Vartamanani charjuna
वर्तमानानि
वर्तमानानि
चार्जुन
चार्जुन
Vishani cha bhutani
भविष्याणि च
Vishyani Cha
भूतानि
Bhutani
Mam tu vedana kaschana
मां तु
Tu
वेद न
Vedana
कश्चन
Kashana
128 Yesham tvantagatam papam
येषां
Yesham
त्वन्तगतं
Tvantagatam
पापं
Papam
Jananam punya karmanam
जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां
Punyakirmanam
Vandamo
ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ता
Jante mam dradvrataha
भजन्ते
Jante
मां
Mam
दृढव्रता
Dridvrata
8.5 Antakale cha mam eva
अन्तकाले च
अन्तकाले
मामेव
च मामेव
Ismaran muktva kalevaram
स्मरन् मुक्त्वा कलेवरं
Yaprayati samadbhavam
याति
Prayati
समभावं
Samadbhavam
Tinastri atra sanshayah
याति नास्त्यत्र संशयः
6 Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam
यं यं वापि स्मरन् भावं
Tejati ante kalevaram
त्यजत्यन्ते कलेवरं
Tam tam ev iti kaunteya
तं तं
Tam Eva
एवति
Iti
कौन्तेय
Kaunteya
Satadbhava bhavitaha
सदा
Tadbhava
तद्भावभाविताः
Bhavita
8.7 Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu
तस्मात्
Tasmat
सर्वेषु
Sarveshu
कालेषु
Kaleshu
Anusmara yudhya cha
Manushmara
मामनुस्मरयुध्य च
Mai arpit mano buddhir
मयि अर्पित मनो बुद्धिः
Mam evaishyasi ashanshayah
Vaishyasi
संशयः
14 Ananya chetaha satatam
Ananyacheta
चेता
Satatam
सततं
Mam smriti nityashah
यो
Yo
मां
Mam
स्मृति
Smriti
सः
Nityasha
Tasyaham sulabha partha
तस्यां
Tasyaham
सुलभपार्थ
Sulabha
Nityayuktasya yoginah
Nitya
नित्ययुक्तस्य
Yogasya
योगिनः
15 Mam upetya punarjanma
मामुपेत्य पुनर्जन्म
Dukhalayam ashashvatam
दुःखालयम्
Ayam
अशाश्वतम्
Ashashvatam
Apnuvanti mahatmanah
नाप्नुवन्ति महात्मानः
Siddhim paramam gataha
संसिद्धिं परमां
Paramam
गताः
Gataha
9.2 Rajavidya rajaguhyam
राजविद्या राजगुह्यम्
Pavitram idam uttamam
पवित्रम् इदमुत्तमम्
Tamam
Prakshavagamam dharmyam
प्रत्यक्षावगमनं
Tamam
धर्मम्
Dhamam
Sukham kartum avyayam
सुखं कर्तुमव्ययम्
Kartum Abhyayam
10 Mayadhyakshena prakritihi
मयाध्यक्षेण
Adhyakshena
प्रकृतिः
Prakritihi
Uyate sa characharam
सूयते सचराचरम्
Etunanena kaunteya
हेतुनानेन
Nena
कौन्तेय
Kaunteya
Jagat viparivartate
जगद्विपरिवर्तते
8.11 Avjananti mama mudha
अवजानन्ति मां मूढा
Shim tanum ashritam
मानुष्यं तनु आश्रितं
Ashritam
Param bhavam ajananto
परं भावम् अजानतो
Bhuta maheshwaram
Mama
Bhuta
Bhuta
Maheshwaram.
14. Satatam kirtayanto mam.
Satatam
Satatam
Kirtayanto
Kirtayanto
Mam
Mam.
Tantasya dradavrataha.
Yatantascha Dridhavrataha.
Namaskyantasya mam bhaktya.
Namastasyanta
Namaskar
Mam Bhaktya.
Bhakta
Nitya yukta upasate.
Nitya
Nityayukta
Yukta Upasate
Upasate.
921. Tetum bhukta sargalokam vishalam.
Tetam
Etam
Bhukta
Bhukta Sarvalokam
Sarvalokam
Vishalam
Vishalam.
Ine punya mrityulokam vishanti.
Shine
Shine
Punye
Punye Mrityalokam
Mrityalokam
Vishanti.
Visanti
Evam trayi dharmam anuprapanna.
Evam
Evam Trahi
Dharma
Dharma Anuprapanna.
Tatagatam kama kama labhante.
Tathagatam Kama Kama Labhante.
922. Ananya Shintayanto mam.
Ananya
Ananyashchintayanto
Chintayanto
Ye
Mam.
janaha paripasate.
Ye
Yejana
Jana Pariyupasate.
Pariyupasate
Tesham nitya abhiyuktanam.
Tesham
Tesham
Nitya
Nitya
Viyuktanam
Viyuktanam.
Yogashemam vahami aham.
Yogasesham
Yogakshemam
Vahamyaham
Vahamyaham.
925. Yanti deva vrata devan.
Yanti
Yanti
Deva
Deva
Vrata
Vrata
Devan
Devan.
Pranyanti pitravrataha.
Pranyanti
Pranyanti Pitravrataha.
Vrata
Yanti bhuteja.
Bhutani Yanti
Bhutani
Bhutija
Bhuteja.
Yad yajanopi mam.
Yanti
Yanti
Madhya
Madhyajanopi
Pima
Mam.
926. Patram pushpam phalam toyam.
Patram
Patram
Pushpam
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 Phalam
Palam
Toyam
Toyam
Yo
Toyam.
me bhaktya prayakshati.
Yo
Yo
Me
Me
Bhaktam
Bhakta
Prayachati
Prayachati.
Aham bhakti upaharatam.
Tadaham
Aham
Bhakti
Bhakti
Upaharitam
Upaharatam.
Ashnami prayatatmanaha.
Ashnami
Ashnami Prayatmanaha
Prayatatmanaha.
27. Yat karoshi yat ashnashi.
Yat
Yat
Karosi
Karoshi
Yat
Yat
Ashnasi
Yajhoshi dadasi yat.
Yat
Yat
Juhosi
Joshi
Dadasi
Dadasya.
Tapasyasi konteya.
Yat
Tapasyasi
Tapasyasi
Konteya
Kunteya
Konteya.
Kurushvamad arpanam.
Tat Kuruswaman
Kurusvamad Arpanam.
929. Samoham sarva bhuteshu.
Shamoham
Samoham
Sarvabhuteshu
Sarvabhutesu.
Me dveshosti na priyaha.
Name
Name
Dveshti
Dveshosti Na
Napriya
Priya.
Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya.
Ye Bhajanti Tu Mam
Mam
Bhaktya.
Bhaktya
Maite teshu chapyaham.
Maite
Teshu
Teshu
Chapyaham
930. Apichet suduracharo.
Api Chet
Api
Suduracharo.
Uste mam ananya bhag.
Bhajate
Bhajate
Mam
Mam Ananya
Anyabha
Bhava.
Sadhur eva samantavyaha.
Sadhureva
Sadhureva Eva
Samantavya
Stavya.
Samyak vyavasto hi saha.
Samyak
Samyak Bevasitosti
Vyavasito
Saha.
Isaha.
Thank you, everyone. So next time we'll have the PDF ready. I just copied 2 pages. There's a verse 34 as well, which you're not reading right now. But I thought this should be enough for now. So yeah, please read these verses, put it on your dining table, that print out, and read it. Every day, it will only take like 3-4 minutes. And Purushottam is going on. That's very nice. And also the recommended chapter in Purushottam is BG chapter 15. Only has 20 verses. So if you have not started as yet, please read. Each verse takes around 6 to 7 seconds. So 20 verses means less than 2 minutes. So please read. It's very, very nice. And you can read any time of the day. Okay. Now let's move to our chapter 7. The chapter 7, the name given is, anyone remembers the Sanskrit name?
Vigyan Yoga.
Thank you, Mata. You took a screenshot? No, please remember these names. These names are very powerful, and I'll tell you as best as possible the meanings behind it as well. So Prabhupada is saying knowledge of the absolute truth. Now hang on the word with Vigyan. I'll come back to that word. So knowledge of the absolute. What does it say basically? We are going to know more about the absolute truth in this chapter in general, right? What are the 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita? Amrit Prabhu, quickly.
Ishwar,
Thank you.
Prakriti, Jiva, Karma,
Yep.
and time.
Kala. Okay.
Kala.
Who wrote this? Sorry, you should
Who-
know.
who
Who
wrote?
said these 5 topics are the main topics of Bhagavad Gita? Someone would have written it. Krishna didn't write it. Vyasdev didn't write it. No problem. It's all right. We're just discussing. Harish Prabhu, Hari Gopal Prabhu. Who gave
Our
these 5
acharyas,
topics?
our acharyas,
No,
our
I want to
acharyas
be
are there.
specific. Yeah, Acharyas, that's correct. I want you to be
Vidya
specific.
Bhushan?
Baldev Vidya, was it a guess or?
No, Prabhuji, you have told us in first
Yeah,
class that.
Vishwanath Chakra Thakur actually has given these 5
Okay.
topics. Huh? So, yeah, so these 5 topics are given in Bhagavad Gita. Now, in this chapter, which topic do you think we are going to read primarily? Now, there's no like one chapter only deals with one topic. One chapter deals with multiple topics as well. But this chapter primarily with the name, can you guess what we're going to study?
Ishwar.
Ishvara. So please try to relate that. So again, I'm saying primarily that topic is discussed. Prakriti is also discussed, and we'll read through the verses. But knowledge of the absolute. So far we have done this Karma Yoga section, and we're talking about our prescribed duties and how to please, and all those things. Now Krishna is saying you need to know about me, because unless you know about Krishna, you cannot identify Krishna. It says in Shastra, you should love Krishna, isn't it? What is the Pancham Purushartha? Who knows Pancham Purushartha? Sarvjiveshwari Mataji. As per Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the Pancham Purushartha? So 4 Purushartha we all know. Okay, someone can say 4 Purushartha? Garima Mata? What are the 4 Purusharthas? No, nahi pata. Salan Prabhu? Amrit Prabhu will come to you later. Will come to you. Salan Prabhu. They
I
are the.
don't know.
You don't know? Okay, that's fine. Preeti Mata? She already looking at Prabhuji. That's okay. No problem. We are just discussing. Anand Prabhu, you tell us. What are the 4 Purushartha? We'll come to you, Supriya Mata. I know that. Okay.
Is it beauty,
So,
knowledge, and fame?
no, that's the opulence of Krishna. That's a
Dharma, Artha,
explanation
Kama,
of Bhagavan.
Moksha.
Dharma,
Thank
Artha,
you.
Kama, Moksha.
Thank you. Dharma,
Dharma.
Artha, Kama, and Moksha. They are the 4 Purushartha. You should live according to these 4 principles of life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced 5th Purushartha. My question was, what is the 5th Purushartha? Sarvjiveshwari Mataji, you tell me.
No idea, Prabhu. Maybe
No.
Bhakti something.
Okay, something. Okay, who can say in Sanskrit? I want Sanskrit. Harigopal Prabhu. I want what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. No, everyone put bhakti there, it will fit in any shape and form. Amrit Prabhu, I want Sanskrit. This is by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why are we doing bhakti? Sorry, Harigopal Prabhu. Sorry, back question to you. You said bhakti, okay, even if I agree. Why
So
are we
Krishna
doing
Prema, for
Krishna
love of God.
Prema
Prema.
Pumartho Mahan. This is the word. You should all remember that. Why are we doing bhakti? Why are you doing a particular course? Kittu is studying in university. Why? Because he has a goal. University going. Kittu, you want to go to university whole your life?
No, Prabhu.
Not really. He already I think hating it. Huh? It's been 1 year or how many years you have done, Prabhu?
1.5
One and a
now,
half.
Prabhu.
Do you think it's
Yes.
tough?
Yeah, so far, I guess
Yeah,
so.
so so there is a goal Kittu Prabhu has. Shobit Prabhu, you go to work? He doesn't go to work.
That particular is from the Aradhya Bhagwan Brajesh, right, Prabhuji? That
Yes.
particular verse will tell this.
Yes. Yes, Shobit Prabhu. You go to work
Yes, Prabhu.
because you love work, you work, or you have a goal to go to work.
We have a goal, right? Like, to pay our bills.
Yes, paisa, artha. Every activity we do in this world, there's a goal. So Harigopal Prabhu, when we do bhakti, there is a goal there. Now bhakti can be also different types. I'll not go there. Our goal, as per Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is prema pumartho mahan, to achieve the love of Krishna. So through sadhana bhakti, which we are all of us, most of us doing right now, through the sadhana bhakti, the goal is bhava, or prema of Krishna. So now when we're talking about knowledge of the absolute, knowing our absolute, why do we want to know about absolute? Because we want to fall in love with absolute. We want to fall in love with Radha Gopinath. Now you can say, it's easy for me to love my parents, my brother, sister, my family, but loving Radha Gopinath, respecting is okay. I like him and that's all okay. But fall in love with Gopinath, do you think it's difficult or easy? Now some Premi Bhaktas are there on the call. They will say yes, it's very easy. Anyone find it difficult to love Gopinath? Love means real love I'm talking, not just lip service. Amrit Prabhu, you're already in love. Huh? You live so close to Radha Gopinath. Huh? Okay, is finding it hard. Anyone else finding it hard to love Gopinath in real sense? Garima Mata, okay. Anyone else? And everyone other who's not raising hand, that means they already have love of Godhead. All glories to you. My Danvat Pranam. Give me blessings. uh, Loving Gopinath is not so easy. It's not just going to the temple, bowing down. It's very nice. Maybe doing some seva. Very nice. Chanting some rounds. Very, very nice. Loving Gopinath. That's not so common and it's not so easy. So to love Gopinath, we have to know about Gopinath. Unless you know about, if you want to love a girl or boy, I'm sorry to give this mundane example. In the Hindi films, everyone would have seen, the girl want to know more about the boy, or boy want to know more about the girl. When which college she goes to, which bus she catches, what color she likes, what pizza, pasta, or this thing she likes, what color flowers she likes. So the boy want to know, or girl, other way, both same things. So why they want to know? So that they can follow those things to impress the other person. So we also want to know more about Gopinath from his own mouth. This knowledge is given by his own mouth, by Krishna. It says Bhagavad Gita talks all this knowledge which is actually given by Krishna. Bhagavad Gita talks about the identity of Krishna. And it says Bhagavatam tells about the activities of Krishna. And Chaitanya Charitamrita talks about the mentality of Krishna. So Bhagavad Gita primarily, again, it deals with another topics as well, primarily gives us, Amrit Prabhu, identity of Krishna. How would you identify? Many times atheists say, I don't believe in God. But how can you say, suppose you're saying, I don't believe in Hasmukh Jogia. Anyone knows Hasmukh Jogia? Prabhu, you know Hasmukh Jogia? No? Really? Show it through, No. Yes, Prabhu, you know Hasmukh Jogia? Yes, Prabhu? Do you
No,
know
Prabhu.
him?
I don't
Tell us,
remember.
Prabhu.
Really? You don't? Harigopal Prabhu, you would know. Harigopal Prabhu, you would know, huh?
I
No.
don't फिर
Answer.
कौन है प्रभु नाम बताइए
Hasmukh Jogia. अरे
नो
युवती
प्रभु I
राधा
don't
माता,
know
would you know? अरे कोई किसी को नहीं पता है. अच्छा, लास्ट केशव प्रभु. You know Hasmukh Jogia? No,
You tell us, Prabhu.
no one knows, huh? Okay. How actually you cannot answer this question because you don't know who is Hasmukh Jogia. And unless you know, you cannot say he's existing or non-existing. I just made an imaginary character actually. No one knows. It's a correct answer. But the point is, you cannot say you don't know because I have not, I have, or you don't have any knowledge about it. So when atheists say God does not exist, but do they know who God is? What are his activities? Where does he reside? How does he interact with the material nature? How does he interact with the jiva? If they don't know any one of these questions, can they establish God does not exist, Amrit Prabhu? Without knowing Hasmukh Jogia, where does he belong? He's a male or female? He's Indian, American, Australian. Does he come on TVs or radio? Or you don't know anything about him. Can you say Hasmukh Jogia does not exist? You can't say that, right? Or he exists. You can't say either one because you just don't have enough knowledge about it. So for us to say God exists or God don't exist, we have to have knowledge about God. Generally, the conception is God is just another human being like us. We'll find him in the corner of our street. And if I can't find in the corner of the street, that means God doesn't exist. If I pray to God, make my this interview successful. If I'm not successful interview, God doesn't exist. But that's not the definition of God. Prabhupada says God is not our order carrier servant. He is our master. We are the servant. So unless we know the characteristics of God, identity of God, color of God, where does he reside, what does he play, what does he eat, who's his father, who's his mother, which city he belongs to, which nationality he belongs to, what does he like, what he doesn't like, how does he interact. If we don't know all these questions, can you say he exists or don't exist, Anand Prabhu?
No, bro.
So actually, it's a stupid proposal to say I'm atheist. Why? Can you show me God? No. It's just as good as saying if I give you, if you love your mother, Anand Prabhu, right? I say, how many kilos love you have for your mother? And you're like, what do you mean, how many kilos? Love has a different measurement. Love is based on our actions, basically. Prabhupada said love means service. You love someone, that means you serve that person. You love your Guru Maharaj. What do you do? Guru Maharaj, I love you. And he is nice. He will ask, do you chant your rounds? Are you following Ekadashi? Are you reading Bhagavatam? That's what the love is. Love is not just words. So when we talk about Krishna, we must know about Krishna. And this is why we are reading Bhagavad Gita. And primarily this chapter. Now chapter 7 and 9 both will talk about Krishna. But chapter 7 will talk a specific aspect of Krishna. I'll get to that in 7.2. And 7.9 also talks a specific aspect of Krishna within the knowledge of Krishna. They both talk about knowledge of Krishna, but chapter 7 and chapter 9 are little different within the same category. So we understand knowledge of the absolute truth is very, very important. Without knowing this, if anyone comes and says, I'm a theist, you should be able to disprove his ideas. Now he will say, can you prove the existence of God? Now, before you answer that question, you should ask him, can you disprove the existence of God empirically? Huh? So why you all have to give all the answers? They also have to give answers. Can you empirically, practically, in a laboratory, prove the disexistence of God? They will not be able to. Huh? So if you cannot empirically prove it, they also cannot disprove it. So this argument is not very strong that God doesn't exist. Okay, let's go inside this chapter. Now, I'll just take a quick overview of this chapter. Now, you'll find different overviews as per different acharya. This is one way of looking. MIHG guide is looking at differently. Both are correct. This has just been looked from different perspective. Okay, so I'm taking one perspective. So this chapter has 3 parts, primarily 3 parts. Now, I think MIHG is saying it has 6 parts. So it's just some parts have been converted to another section, which is also okay. First 12 verses deal with the know Krishna in full. Now this word full is quite loaded word. How can you know Krishna in full? We'll explain to that. Just read the overview for now. I'll come to each word when we go through the verses. So first section is know Krishna is in full. Second is surrender to Krishna. And the third section is how the soul gets liberated by the knowledge about Krishna. So the first section is knowing about Krishna. Now, just in the overview, I'm saying, when you know about Krishna, what should be the result of the knowledge of knowing Krishna? Your heart should transform. Many times, many of us, including me, I'm also struggling. We know about Krishna, at least some parts of Krishna we know, but it does not lead to the change of heart. And we may think, oh, I know a lot about Krishna. But knowledge about Krishna should lead to transformation of the heart. And when the heart is transformed, the first thing you will do, surrender to Krishna. Because you know how great Krishna is. And in my best position, it is to love Krishna through surrender to Krishna. So first section is knowledge about Krishna. Second is surrendering to Krishna. Make sense? 1 and 2, Amrit Prabhu? So 1 should lead to 2. If you know about Krishna, then you will surrender to Krishna. And by surrendering to Krishna, Shobhit Prabhu, what will the result? Soul will get liberated. Okay, so these are the 3 major sections. Know about Krishna, transform your heart, which should lead to surrender to Lord, and surrender would lead to liberation. Now, within these sections, there are subsections as well. So 1 to 12, knowing about Krishna, also has 3 subsections. So 1 to 3, glory of the knowledge about Krishna. So if you know about Krishna, what is the glory of that knowledge? So even before Krishna starts explaining about himself, he talks the glory of the knowledge, which is so beautiful. 7th chapter is one of my favorite chapters, actually. 9th is also very nice. It's very short, but it's very, very nice chapter. So glory of the knowledge about Krishna. The second 4 to 7 talks about Krishna is the source of everything material as well as spiritual. And we'll see this theme getting repeated in 10th chapter as well. 8 to 12 talks about Krishna pervades everything. What does it mean by pervading Krishna everything? We'll talk about this in detail in these 5 verses, beautiful verses. Surrender to Krishna also has 4 subsections. The first section is why to surrender, and this is what I was saying. If the heart is transformed, it should lead to surrender. If you're not surrendering, that means your heart is not transformed. That means you have not absorbed the knowledge about Krishna properly. Many times you see many panth are there, many sampradayas are there, and they are doing their devotion in own way, and we appreciate that. But they do not come to the conclusion of surrendering to God. Because they are not coming to that conclusion, that means somehow the process has a gap there. And that's why we see in our Gaudiya Sampradaya, or in these four bona fide sampradayas which Krishna has given, we see if we follow the practices nicely, you will end up in surrendering to Lord and eventually loving to Lord. 15 is those who do not surrender, and 16 to 19 who do surrender. So only one verse is talked about who do not surrender. These are the asuras. We'll talk about it. Namam Duskritano Muda Prapadante Naradama. Krishna talks about four types of people who do not surrender to Krishna. And then he talks about 16. Chaturvidha Vajante Mam Jana Saktana Arjun. Char Prakar ke log. Four types of people who surrender. And then Krishna glorifies them. So 16 to 19 is the section for those who surrender to Krishna. Who are they? What do they surrender? And what happens to them? And then 20 to 25, those who surrender to Krishna Tara. The word is used here, Krishna Tara. Krishna Tara means other than Krishna. So they surrender as well. Their knowledge leads them to surrender, but not to Krishna, to someone else. That means to impersonalism or to demigod. So we'll talk about demigod worshipper and Mayavadis as well as Brahmavadis as well. Okay. And the last section, which is how the soul is getting liberated by this knowledge and surrender. Now, does this page make sense to everyone? Kitu, you're okay? All good?
Yeah, yes, Raman. All good.
Can anyone
I just speak to my
explain?
mom.
Yeah, that's okay. Can anyone explain in few lines what is this page talking about? Sulekha Mata, in your simple language.
We are talking about the classification of the verses, which is explained in chapter 7, and like from 1 to 12, we will be talking about how do we know Krishna in full, and 13 to 25, how do we surrender to Krishna, and then 26 to 30, how the soul gets liberated by the knowledge about Krishna, and then each of the section has a different subsections,
Okay.
which we are
So
discussing.
what's the relation between section 1 and 2, Mataji?
Okay, so when we know Krishna in full, not in a full, but basically when we know Krishna, and then it's like we our
It
heart
should,
will also get changed based
yes,
on how
that
he
knowledge, huh?
yeah,
Because
when you're
knowledge should
acknowledging.
change the heart. When on
Yeah.
the cigarette packet it says no smoking kills, and people still buy that $20 packet and they smoke. What happens to them? That knowledge given to them is not changing their heart,
Yeah.
but that is meant to change their heart. So this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is not just meant to pass some exam. It is meant to change our heart, to bring us closer to Krishna. Thank you, Mata. And what's the relation between section 2 and 3?
So when we know Krishna in a full, 2 and 3 is like when we surrender to Krishna and then we get liberation.
So
From
liberation is like a byproduct. It will happen. So it's not like after surrender you have to do something else. No, after surrender means we can talk about surrender later. But generally, basically, whatever our Swami will say, we will do that, isn't it? That's what the surrender means. Even in the army, when they say surrender, they raise their hand. Whatever the other party will say, this party has to do that. So basically, when we surrender to Guru and Krishna, to Vaishnavas, to scriptures, basically we are following them from heart. And if we follow them sincerely, what will be the final result? Liberation as well as Prema Pumartho Mahan. So this is why the 7th chapter is so nice. In a very few verses, Krishna has given so much nice knowledge. Okay? Any questions at this stage? Okay, all good. Now, before I start 7.1, I want to repeat 647, which we have already done, because this comes very close to 7.1. 7.1 is very much related with 647. So let's read 647 quickly, and then we'll come to 7.1. Anyone remember 647? I think for the exam, they all learned this
Yes.
verse. Yes, please tell Prabhu. Kesha Prabhu, please say. You
You
still remember or you forgot?
no.
Only 10 days before.
Krishna is giving his opinion.
No, tell the verse in Sanskrit. I don't want translation.
Yeah.
Don't look at the books. Just say it.
I'll do it. Yoginamapi
Yoginamapi
sarvesham
Yes.
madhyatenantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yo mameti socham.
Okay,
Something.
no. Now, fourth line is not correct. 1.5 marks only. Okay, who can help Mataji in the fourth line?
Same yuktu tamo mata.
Thank you, Keshav Prabhu. All glories to you all. I used to forget the verses as soon as I come out of the exam room. So all glories, you still remember after 10 days. You are very kind. Okay, so this is the verse which Krishna has given at the end of the 6th chapter. This also not only the last verse of the 6th chapter, this is also the last verse of Karma Yoga section. Now, our acharyas explain what does Karma Yoga defines. Karma Yoga helps us to lead to Bhakti Yoga. Isn't it? And if you see, this is the last verse of the Karma Yoga section. It says, Yoginam api sarvesham mat gaten antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yo mam same yukta tamo mata. My opinion is that whoever, what is the most important line in this verse? Who can say? 1, 2, 3, or 4? In this verse, which is the most important line?
Shraddhavan bhajate yo.
Yo mata, third line.
Okay, third, Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam. Okay, more?
Last line.
First
Same
line.
yukta
Same
tamo
yukta
mata.
mata. Okay.
Yoginam api sarvesham. First line.
चारों बता दो. Some of the option
He's
will
talking
fit.
about this is
No,
he's talking about my mata. So that's
we'll come to it. Supriya, sorry, Lakshmi Mata. Now you understand? Understanding one verse from different angles. In one class, 5 devotees are telling different opinions. And they are correct. They are not incorrect. Huh? So we can talk about Krishna's humility. We can talk about who's the topmost yogi. Acharyas explain the second line is the most important one. Mad gaten antaratmana, who keeps me inside their heart. Now, every one of you don't have to tell me, what do you keep in your heart? The one you love most, isn't it? A person or a money or a jewel box, for example. You keep in your heart whom you love the most. So if you love Gopinath the most, you will keep Gopinath. If some people don't love Gopinath, what do they keep in the heart, Amrit Prabhu? If not Gopinath. Maya Devi, that's correct. And different forms of Maya, like opposite gender, some person they like their prestige, they like wealth, they like all those sort of things. Huh? So, Mad Gaten Antaratmana. What does Mad refers to? Mad means me. You
Me?
keep me in your heart, not anyone else. You keep me in your heart. And then, if you want to keep me in your heart, what do you do, Amrit Prabhu? The third line, Shraddhavan bhajate yomam. Huh? You keep in the heart, then you do bhajan of me with Shraddha, with faith. This verse makes sense? Huh? So now, what is the goal of this verse? The last line, the second line, Mad gate nantaratmana. You want to keep Krishna in the deep core of your heart. Now, let's look at 7.1. I'll read it again and maybe we can read it together. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogam Yunjan Mad Ashrayaha Ashanshayam Samagram Mam Yatha Gyasasi Tat Shrunu. Read the translation. Anyone want to read the translation? Priya Mataji?
Well,
The
Will
Supreme
read Prabhu.
Personality,
Yeah,
the,
please.
the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Now hear, O son of Partha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt."
Thank you, Mataji. Now there's 2 words. Mataji, just stay here. Os and of Partha is not there, it's Pratha. So when you read in Sanskrit, it's Partha. If you read in English, O son of Pratha. You know who Pratha is?
Son of Pratha.
Kunti Maharani. So Pratha refers to Kunti, Partha refers to Arjun. So if we are reading O son of Partha, basically we are saying Abhimanyu. So it's just a small thing, huh? So it is son of Pratha, not Partha. But O son of Pratha in Sanskrit will become Partha. Huh? O son of Bharat will become Bharat. Huh? The daughter of Janak will become Janaki. Kunti Bhoj daughter will become Kunti. So like that. So this is son of Pratha. Pratha is the another name of Kunti Maharani. Thank you, Mataji. So in this translation, you see Supreme Personality of God is saying, son of Pratha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me with mind attached to me, you can know me in full free from doubt. Now in the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, we studied a particular trajectory, and that trajectory ended in one verse, which is 647, and within 647 the top line is Mad Gate Nantaratmana. You keep me inside the heart, but you can only keep inside in your heart if you love him. But if you don't love him, can you keep him or her inside your heart or that thing? Shobit Prabhu, is it possible to keep someone in the core of your heart and you don't like it? Huh? So you have to love that person or that thing or that position, whatever it may be. So Krishna is saying, I will show you another way where you don't have to follow the Dhyana Yoga mark, go to the forest, renounce everything, do all the Ashtanga Yoga. I'll tell you another path by which Mad Gate Antaratmana will be achieved. And how the Mad Gate Antaratmana will be achieved? By Maya Asakta Manaha. So what is the goal of devotee's life? The goal of devotee's life is not to get detached from this material world. Goal of Bhagavad Gita, sometimes people say, you are reading Bhagavad Gita, you'll get detached. Actually, goal of Bhagavad Gita is not to get detached. Goal of Bhagavad Gita is to get attached. How come? Krishna is speaking here. I'm not saying. Maya asakt manaha. At this stage, our mind is attached to so many other things. At least I can talk about my mind. All of you are pure devotees. Your mind will be attached with Krishna, but my mind is attached to so many things other than Krishna. So Krishna is saying, your mind should be attached to me. Maya asakt manaha partha. Your mind should be manaha, should be asakta to me. And when your mind is asakta, attached to Krishna, material world detachment will automatically come because it is too small to love. Amrit Prabhu, makes sense? Vishya Vinivartante Nararas Dehna 259. So that verse also applies. So if you have a higher taste, we have rabdi, gulab jamun, rasgulla, you'll not go for a simple sugar, simple white sugar. Gulab jamun is there, give me gulab jamun. So, Maya Asakta Mana Partha. In the throughout the Bhagavad Gita, two most famous verses are there: 1865 and 1866. Anyone knows 1865? 66 everyone knows. 1865. अमृत प्रभु, आज हमारे आयुष प्रभु जी नहीं है.
I don't
Who
know.
can
Prabhu.
say
I don't know.
1865? Who can say 1865? Rajesh Prabhu, Keshav Prabhu, anyone? Manmana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. You remember that verse? And that is repeated in two chapters, 934 as well as in 1865. It says, Man mana bhav mad bhakto. The first it says, Man mana, give your mind to me. But you will not give your mind to anyone, for to speak of Krishna, unless you love him, unless you are attached to that person. So Krishna is saying you have to get attached to me. So the goal of Bhagavad Gita, in one word you can say, is to get attached or detached. If someone says like that. Amrit Prabhu.
Attached.
Attached. But attached not to the material world, attached to the source of material world, which is Krishna. But once you are attached to Krishna, material world becomes just too small, too small. But we respect as it's needed for the service of the Lord. So what is the goal of this verse? Asaktamana. Now to achieve to this goal, our acharyas explain, it starts from Kesha Prabhu. Tat Shrunu, by hearing. By hearing, the highest goal can be achieved. So right now what you guys are doing, you're hearing the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita by Bhagavan as well as by Prabhupada. If you do that sincerely and long enough, what will be the result of that, Acharya Nishtha Prabhu? If you keep doing Tat Shunu,
You get attached.
what's the Sanskrit word, Prabhu?
Asakta mana.
Maya asakta mana. Asakta mana to aaj bhi hai. We are all asakta mana.
Maya
But
asakta mana.
instead of Maya, instead of Krishna, we have Maya, Pitaji, material world, fame, status, blah, 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 so many things. So Maya word is very, very important. Asakta mana, everyone mana is asakta in something or other. So Maya asakta. Krishna is saying the goal is Maya asakta. How would you achieve that goal? Tashrudu. Now this verse tell you the 6-step process by which you can go from step 1. Which is step 1? Kajal Mata, step 1, as per this verse?
Hearing.
Yes, Tat Shunu. And what's the last step?
Asaktamana.
Maya Asaktamana. Sorry, I'm saying again and again, Maya Asaktamana. Asaktamana we all have. Even the small babies, they are Asaktamana with their bat ball and tennis and whatnot. Big people are also Asaktamana. Maya Asaktamana. Okay, so Tat Shunu is the first step. Now, with the Tat Shunu, what will happen? You will get Gyasyasi Samagram. So if I look at this verse here, so Gyasyasi Yatha Gyasyasi Tatshunu. So Gyasyasi Gyan ho jayega. You will know. Samagram mane complete. What does the word Sankirtan mean? Who can say? Who has not spoken today? Sarupani Kalindi Mataji. Sankirtan. we are doing Sankirtan Yajna. What does word Sankirtan mean in Sanskrit? Please tell me.
Sankirtan
No.
in this verse.
No.
Yunjan.
I'm just asking. Mata.
Yunjan.
No.
Yunjan. Like
I'm asking you the meaning of Sankirtan in
oh,
Sanskrit. Can you break the word Sankirtan and tell me the different components? So Sang plus
Sang
Kirtan.
association, like practicing devotional service that is kirtan, which
Yeah.
includes chanting,
Yeah. That's fine.
kirtan,
Yeah.
and
In
sung with
association.
association
In the association,
of
Sang
devotion.
also means Samyak. So when the word Sam comes, wherever it can mean Samyak. Samyak means complete.
Yes.
Samyak or Samagram, same thing. Huh? So how much knowledge Krishna you will have after hearing Samagram Gyasasi? You will not have just a partial knowledge of Krishna. You'll get Samagram. What does Samagram mean? I'll get back to it. Okay. So Tat Shunu will lead to what? Gyasasi Samagram or Samagram Gyasasi. Pura knowledge aa jayega. Yeah? You'll know everything. That will lead to Ashanshayam. You remember in third chapter we read Shanshayatma Vinashyati. Out of three types of people, Amrit Prabhu, you remember what is the verse one? Shanshayatma. Shanshayatma means doubting people. They know about it, they're practicing it, still doubting it. And doubting people are the worst one or the best ones?
The worst one.
The worst ones. So if you want to remove your doubts, what you should do, Amrit Prabhu? Tat Shunu. Tat Shunu. So Tat Shunu will lead to Samagram knowledge, all the knowledge, complete knowledge, and that complete knowledge will remove your all the doubts. All the doubts. Do you like doubts in your mind or do you like clarity? We don't want doubt. We want the clarity in the mind. How the clarity will come? Starting from hearing. If you hear about Krishna from the bona fide resources, Prabhupada says bona fide, not that you hear anywhere, anytime. No, you hear from bona fide resources, and then Ashansham, all the doubts will go. You'll become the best category, and then from Ashansham, you will take ashray of Krishna. You'll take shelter of Krishna. So far, most of us have taken say partial shelter of Krishna, but not full shelter of Krishna. So after knowing when the doubts are gone, doubts are just one example. This material world will still make me happy. This is a doubt in our mind. Krishna is nice, Gopinath is nice, but I can still achieve few things in the material world which will make me happy. But after reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, listening to different acharyas, all these hopes which sort of tells us that this material world will make us happy will go away. That doubt will go away. Only Krishna or Krishna Seva can make us happy. So that doubts will go. And then what you will do? Take shelter of Krishna, Ashraya. And with that Ashraya, Yogam Yunjan. Prabhupada translated Yogam Yunjan as you practice devotional service. You actively start serving Krishna. When you take Ashraya of someone, what do? You actively serve Krishna. And when you serve Krishna, after all these 5 steps, what will happen? Asakta Manaha. So this verse tells a 6-step process by which you can start from hearing. You may not have any knowledge. You may not have PhD, masters and all those things. You're not very popular. You may not know different languages, but it doesn't matter. If you just listen about Krishna from the bona fide, anyone can give one example. Someone heard about Krishna, starting from zero, and he achieved the love of Godhead very quickly.
Sukhdev Goswami.
Huh?
Sukhdev Goswami.
Shukdev Goswami already was Virakta. So tell me something else, which is starting from almost zero.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj. He heard where, Amrit Prabhu?
In the womb of his
In the womb.
mother.
So he was not going to Radha Gopinath temple. He was not attending Mangala Arti, not chanting rounds. And where is your sadhana card? No Bhakti Sastri. He heard in the womb. From which resource, Prabhu?
Pure devotee.
Pure devotee. So Narad Muni, pure devotee. And the impact was so much. As soon as he came out, he made others devotee. So this is the impact of hearing from a bona fide resource. Another example someone can give?
Rukmani.
Rukmani. Thank you, Anand Krishna Prabhu. You just stole my mind. So Rukmani Devi, she's a small girl in the Vidarbha Desh, and she has never seen Krishna. So she doesn't have internet website, krishna.com, iskonsydney.com. She doesn't have those websites, no WhatsApp messages, no photos of Krishna. But Rukmani, since the very beginning of her life, kept hearing from different sadhus, including Narad Muni, who will come to the temple, not temple, the palace of the father, and they will talk about Krishna's glories. Krishna's activities, Krishna's qualities. And she got so impressed by those qualities without even seeing Krishna, just by listening about Krishna. She said to Krishna, I cannot marry anyone other than you. It says the first love letter in the Vedic culture was written by Rukmani Devi. Huh? But that's very nice because Krishna is the ultimate pati. He should be. The pati means protector, palan karne wala. All the other patis, with all due respect, they are not the ultimate pati. They are the transitory pati. But Krishna is the ultimate pati. So Rukmani Devi is one example, and there are lots of shlokas in Bhagavatam. Just by hearing, she had no picture of Krishna. She has never met Krishna. She fell in love with Krishna. And similarly, Prahlad Maharaj also, just by hearing about Krishna. So what is the hope for us, Ketu Prabhu? Is there a hope for us?
I would hope so from.
You hope that we will also achieve the sixth final stage, which is Maya Sakmana, just by hearing about Krishna. Is there a hope in this statement or no? Yes or no?
Uh,
You're not sure?
Krishna is
yes,
saying it.
Prabhu.
Huh? Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu,
Prabhu.
there is a hope.
Yes.
You have seen Krishna, you see Krishna every day. You hear about Krishna, but like for example, Prahlad Maharaj, he had never seen Krishna. Actually, Prahlad even never saw even his guru. He just heard the Vani of his Guru, the instruction of his Guru. So this is so powerful. If you read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam here from the bona fide resources, sixth stage is guaranteed. Prabhupada says, I guarantee, I guarantee, I guarantee. He said 3 times actually. If you chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regulative principles, I will personally come and drag you back to Godhead. Drag you. He used the word drag you. Even if you don't want it, I will personally drag you back to Godhead. And he says, I guarantee, I guarantee, I guarantee. Now, when Prabhupada guaranteeing, what better assurance you would like? Prabhupada is saying, I'll personally come and take you back. So this knowledge is very, very powerful. Any questions on this verse, 7.1? It's a beautiful verse, and just remember the 6-step process starting from listening. So sometime some immature people say, you just listen the katha, you just listen the story, you don't do anything. But actually listening is doing. Who listened only and achieved perfection? Any one example, give me. Everyone knows
Parikshit
that.
Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj, he's the
Parikshit.
topmost in Shravanam Bhakti. Did Parikshit Maharaj ever cooked for Shukdev Goswami, Amrit Prabhu, Chappan Bhog? You heard that in Bhagavatam? I never heard it. Did you do massage? Guru Maharaj, feet massage. Guru Maharaj, garam pani. He did not do any one of these things. What he did? Shravanam. So Shravanam is doing. Someone says, you just listening classes. Don't do anything. Shravanam is doing. Not after Shravan you do something else. You can do and you should do because we are not so mature like Parikshit Maharaj. But the point is, Shravanam is doing the best just by hearing. And Vayasaki, Shukadev Goswami, he's just doing kirtan. He's just doing kirtan. Prahlad doing Smaran. Now, every one of them is doing many things, but some things are prioritized in their character. Now, Prahlad is not doing seva. So it's not like that. But the point is primarily, Parikshit Maharaj just heard, and he achieved the perfection. So just by hearing, we will also achieve the perfection. We should have full faith in that. Yes, Sarvji, Vereshwari Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I want to know more about Yogam Yunjan. Is that means like doing Krishna consciousness activity?
Yeah. So yoga means connection and yunjan means engaging. Engaging yourself in devotional activity is called yogam yunjan. So if you see Prabhupada translation, how by practicing yoga. Practicing yoga gets translated to doing devotional service, which you do. You come for Mangalarti, you do Arti tray and all those things for Prabhupada pleasure, Gopinath's pleasure. That's very nice. So that is yogam yunjan. So we all are doing up to an extent and we should try to increase. Is that okay?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mata. Supriya Mata.
Prabhu, just a joke. So in class, Vrindavan Chand Maharaj was telling, Mataji was hearing katha, and she was keep on crying. Then when katha was finished, so Yachak asked Mataji, what did you feel in class? Because you are the only one who was crying. And Mataji replied, oh, Prabhuji, when I saw you, तो आपका दाढ़ी देख के मुझे अपना खोए हुए बकरे का दाढ़ी याद आ गया, मैं वो देख के रो रही थी।
Thank you, Mata. That's a nice one. Yeah, so sometime even after hearing all that, we may cry, but we may cry for something totally different than what we are supposed to cry. Yeah, it happens. It happens. So don't just look at the crying of someone. Prabhupada said, most of us, again, not everyone, if we sort of cry and we roll on the ground. One time, one man, it's outside India, I think in America, if I'm not wrong, in one of the temples, one man came and he was crying in front of deities, rolling on the ground. And I think Tamal Krishna Maharaj was there. So he thought, and other devotees as well, they thought, oh, this is such a great Vaishnava. He's rolling on the ground. What we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita is live in front of us. So by chance, Prabhupada was there in the temple. So they went upstairs and he said, Prabhupada, there's a very elevated Vaishnava has come in our temple. He's crying and he's rolling on the ground. Prabhupada said, to check that, take a stick and go and beat him with the stick. If he still cries, that means he's a real Vaishnava. Huh? So devotees followed the instruction of Prabhupada. They took a big danda, and then as soon as they were running towards this person saw the danda, he ran out of the temple room. So many people will show many sort of symptoms, but they are sahajiya. Sahajiya means immaturely showing to the world that I have achieved the success, which is Krishna Prema. It's not so cheap. Bahunam Janamante Gyanvan Mahaprabhute. In the morning, what we read, even if you have done so-called devotional service to many, many births, you will not find the love of God, which is the ultimate goal of this chanting, because we are not mature yet. Huh? So the best and the safest mark for us is whatever our acharyas have told us. If we follow in that process, in this lifetime, we can all go back to Godhead. Who would like to go back to Godhead? Others don't want to go back to Godhead. They like this material world so much. Hopefully one day we'll have desire to go back to Godhead. Right now, many of us don't even have desire to go back to Godhead. Sydney अच्छा है ना? It's so nice. Darwin भी अच्छा है. Whatever, Adelaide, huh? It's so nice. Huh? Why we have to leave? Opera House, Amrit Prabhu Opera House है. Harbor Bridge है. Sydney, अच्छा आप विदेश में रहते हो? You live in foreign country. We get stuck into this opera and harbor and whatnot, huh? So at least we'll have a desire. We should have a desire. He said we should cry for Krishna, but we cannot cry for Krishna. We should cry for on ourselves that why we do not cry for Krishna. Why don't we have a desire to go back to God? We have desire to become rich. We have desire to become young. We have desire to become famous. Huh? How many followers I have? How many people are clapping on my class or kirtan? But we don't have desire to go back to Godhead. This is just a lip service. That won't work. So when we internally have that desire, so at least by the end of this lifetime, we should have one prominent desire, if not the only desire. I want to go back to Godhead. I had enough of this material world. No more. Huh? There's nothing here. Prabhupada said in one class, it's like a toilet. This material world is like a toilet. Huh? It's not a very nice place for a gentleman or a gentle lady. Huh? So one lady, after the class, she said, Prabhupada, I have a question. Prabhupada said, what's your question? She said, okay, it is a toilet, but you have to go. Prabhupada says, yes, you have to go, but don't stay back there. Come out. In the toilet, you go, do your business and come out. Do you just stay back there? You go there and never come out. And someone says, Prabhu, what happened? Prabhu, I love here so much. No, it's like a toilet. You are here. We are all here. Somehow or other, we are here. Prabhupada said, get out very quickly. There's nothing good here. There's nothing auspicious here. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Okay, I only had the first verse in the slide, so I'll just go back to our Veda base. Give me a second. Okay, everyone can see my screen? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good, very good.
Yes.
So now we have done the first verse. Let's go to the second one. Let's take from Veda base. 7.2, who would like to read? Anyone who has not read? Yuviti Mata, would you like to read 7.2?
Yeah, sure. Jnanam te ham sa vijnanam idam akshayami ashe sata Yajñātvasneha bhuyo Jnatvam avachishyate.
Translation, Mataji? Translation?
Translation. I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. This being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is a beautiful verse. It's a Jnanam teham savijnanam. So in Bhagavad Gita, you'll read this word Jnan and Vigyan again and again. Jnan Vigyan Triptatma Kutastha Vichitendriyaha. In ninth chapter also we'll read about Jnan Vigyan. So what does Jnan Vigyan mean? Anyone? Preeti Mata, Jnan and Vigyan.
I think
Say whatever you know.
Gyan
Yeah.
means knowledge
Thank
and
you, Mata.
science. Big Gyan means science.
Science. Now tell me the meaning which we have read. Please, Mata. Whatever you remember. What does Vigyan mean?
Practical.
Realized knowledge.
Realized knowledge or practical knowledge. So many times we may know this knowledge, but unless we have realized this knowledge, that knowledge is not so useful. Just remains a theory. Again, smoking kills. Similar example, I'm coming back. So we have the knowledge smoking kills, but are we applying that knowledge? We are still smoking cigarette. That means we have not realized it that this cigarette smoking is going to kill me. So Gyan and Vigyan. Amrit Prabhu, more meanings of Gyan and Vigyan. Look at this right on your screen. Just read it. I don't want explanation.
Jnanam, phenomenal knowledge.
Yes. And
Vijnanam, numinous knowledge.
numinous knowledge. Now, Prabhupada used a different terminology. So, Prabhupada is very smart. He gives so much throughout the Bhagavad Gita. Same words, he will give different meanings sometime because he knows what's the context behind it. So, Prabhupada here writes phenomenal knowledge and numinous knowledge. What does phenomenal knowledge mean? So Prabhupada says phenomenal knowledge, just look at this here. Complete knowledge includes of the phenomenal world, the spirit behind it, and the source of both of them. So there are two types of knowledge you can say. Phenomenal knowledge means the things which they appear to our eyes. Suppose I'm looking at the sun. Sun looks like a $2 coin. Rajesh Prabhu, is sun is actually like a $2 coin? Yes or no?
Okay.
Sun is far bigger than our $2 coin, but it appears to be in front of our eyes. How do we know sun is far bigger than $2 coin, Rajesh Prabhu?
Through science.
Through science, you're right? When we investigated, when we do different experiment, then we realize actually sun is not what it appears to be. And there's so many other examples, right? What appears to be our eyes, Harigopal Prabhu, every time our eyes tell the right thing. Most of the time, actually, eyes cheat us. Isn't it?
Yes.
Eyes can give good knowledge as well, but many times eyes are very limited. We have, imperfect senses. Our senses are not so perfect. I can only see till my wall. What is behind the wall, I can't see. So many times what appears to be, that is known as phenomenal knowledge, which is known as jnana. Now, what is numinous knowledge? What is vijnana? When it is related to spirit, which is the source of it. Prabhupada says matter come from spirit. Matter does not, spirit does not come from matter. Life comes from life. It says matter comes from spirit. There is a source. Otherwise, this matter will not exist. What is the source of this material world, Kittu Prabhu? Okay, you are eating. That's fine. Someone else. Sovit Prabhu, what's the source of this material world? I need Bhagavad Gita verse.
Sarvasya Prabhu.
Say, Rajesh Prabhu, say.
Sarvasya Prabhu Mata Sabhi. I don't know the verse now.
Number, who can say the number? Yes,
Tender
Prabhu.
take.
10.8.
Tender
Thank
take.
you, Keshav Prabhu. We'll read in Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is the source of material, spiritual as well as the material world. So numinous knowledge means not only the phenomenal knowledge what appears in front of our eyes, also the source of it. Because Prabhupada says complete knowledge has to include both, isn't it? Unless you know both, you are not in complete knowledge. That's why science keep evolving. They cannot give us the perfect knowledge. They only give what they see. Or some experiment they do, some pratyaksha, some anuman. Can they give shabda? Acharya Nishta Prabhu, science can give us shabda? No. And shabda is always perfect. That's why shabda, there's no Anyone has read Bhagavad Gita version 1.12? Supriya Mata, have you read that? Bhagavad Gita version 1.12? No. You're doing Bhakti Sastri. You don't have the latest book.
No, I do not remember.
You do
I
not
read
remember?
it.
Oh, you read it. 1.12. Who has read 1.12 in this class? Yes, Prabhu, have you read? What? You get done module 1? Nabi, Amrit Prabhu, you have read?
There is no 1.12.
Thank you, Prabhu. There's only 1.0. 5,000 years ago, 500 years ago, 5 years ago, there's only 1.0 version. There is no upgrade here. It had 700 verses throughout. So since the time Krishna is speaking, his version, which is the version right now? 1.0. And Hari Gopal Prabhu, would you like to make version 1.1? You cannot. I'm sorry. We don't have capacity. Huh? Krishna may come and change something. There's only one version of Bhagavad Gita, Supreme Mata. No 1.12, no 1.11, 1.0. Huh? Krishna gave this knowledge, and this is called complete knowledge. Now, when we talk about completeness, you can say, how can you know? Sulekha Mataji was hesitating to say word complete, which is true. Saying we know Krishna in full, no one can know Krishna in full, including Krishna. Our acharyas explain even Krishna doesn't know himself in full. By the time he knows whatever he knows, his glories expand. Ananta Shesh has been glorifying Krishna for infinite number of years. Has he finished yet? No. Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. He has Anant mouth. He has so many mouths. In each mouth, he's been singing from time immemorial the glories of Krishna. He has not finished as yet. Huh? So no one can understand Krishna in detail full. But the principles can be understood in full. You understand? Detail of anything. Even if I pick up my mobile phone, for example, anyone can see? Not sure. Anyway, there's some camera. If you pick up your mobile, can anyone describe this mobile phone in full? Full means full. You can describe some parts of it, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages and whatever, but you cannot describe even a material object fully. What to speak of Krishna fully? No one can describe Krishna fully. So we're not talking about full knowledge of Krishna in detail. What we are talking here, principles of understanding Krishna, what his heart is. Huh? Once we understand the principle, we can go back to Godhead. We can establish our relationship. And that is called a complete knowledge. So what does completeness mean? Completely knowing the principles of loving Krishna. Is it clear? What does this complete word mean? Samagra mean? Understanding those principles. Now, third meaning of Gyan and Vigyan. Our acharyas explain, Vishwan Chakra Thakur explains, Gyan refers to Aishwarya Gyan. Aishwarya Gyan means he is big, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Aham Sarasvaro, everything comes from God, and he is the Supreme Person, no doubt about it. Huh? So Gyan means Aishwarya Gyan, and Vigyan means Madhurya Gyan. So Aishwarya Gyan and Madhurya Gyan, also known as Gyan and Vigyan. So Aishwarya Gyan is explained in which chapter? Chapter 7, which we are reading right now. And chapter 9 will talk about Vigyan. Patram pushpam phalam doyam yomem bhaktya prakshati. Maya dakshin prakriti suhite sacharacharam. So the personality who is looking after controlling the whole nature also has such a soft heart. Patram, मुझे एक तुलसी का पत्ता दे दो. This is the heart of Krishna. This is how you can love Krishna. Yad karoshi, yad juhasi, yad ashnashi. Give me everything. Whatever you offer, whatever you give away, give me. So we'll know apiche sudracharo bhajte mam ananipal. This is called sweetness of Krishna. So what does Gyan means? Aishwarya of Krishna, which is also true. Tattva Gyan is also there, and Rasa Gyan is also there. That is called Vigyan or Madhurya Gyan. Now Madhurya Gyan also has many sections. We'll not talk about that. So you understand? Chapter 7 is dealing with which part, Amrit Prabhu?
Aishwarya Gyan.
Aishwarya Gyan or Tattva Gyan. In chapter 9?
Madhurya Gyan.
Madhurya Gyan. Now this is not the conjugal rasa we are talking. This is the sweetness of Krishna which we are talking. Sweetness means he can be pleased just with one drop of water. Is it true? If you offer one drop of water, one tulsi dal, can you please Krishna?
Yes.
Yes or no? People are still having doubt. Absolutely. Tulasi dal matrena jalasya chulkenva vikranite swatmanam bhaktebhya bhaktavasala. Advaitacharya found this verse in Gautam Taittiriya Upanishad and he said, yes, got it. I can forcefully drag Krishna from Vaikuntha Loka to this Loka. Because this verse says, what it says? Tulsi dal matrena. Just offer tulsi patra, jalasya chulkenva, and thoda sa Ganga jal. Little Ganga jal. Keshav Prabhu, if you don't have Ganga jal, what do you do? You go to India? What do you do? Om Gange cha Yamne chaiva Godavari
गंगे से
Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri
नर्मदे
Jalasmin Sandhi
सिंधु
Kuru Om Shri Vishnu Om Shri Vishnu Om Shri Vishnu Aage Ganga ji. You can invite Ganga ji. If you don't have Ganga ji water, you can invite Ganga ji, which we all do every day in our house before doing the deity worship. So, Krishna's sweetness is described here. So, Bhagavad Gita is not describing the conjugal pastimes of Krishna. That will come in Bhagavatam. But here it's talking the sweetness of Krishna, how sweet Krishna is. Although he is the biggest, but he is most approachable person. We'll read that in 9th chapter. Okay. So, Jnanam, Teham, Savigyanam. So, who can tell the three meanings of Gyan and Vigyan? Fatafat, jaldi, jaldi. Prasoon Prabhu. Okay, he is not. Sridhar Srinivas Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Jnanam means the phenomenal knowledge, and Vijnanam means it's a numinous knowledge. That
Okay.
means that is a complete knowledge with the soul.
Yeah. One meaning, second meaning?
The Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is mentioned, the Jnana refers to the Aishwarya Jnana, and the Vijnana refers to the Madhurya Jnana.
Thank you. Third meaning?
Third meaning I missed.
Okay, who can say the third one, which is the most simple one? Salan Prabhu, third meaning. So, Srinivas Prabhu said two meanings. You please tell the third meaning. Gyan and Vigyan.
Gyan means knowledge, Vigyan means science.
Realized knowledge, you can say. Hari Bol. Thank you, Salan Prabhu. Thank you, Srinivas Prabhu. Okay, so these three meanings you can note. Now, let's go. Idam Vakshami Asheshata. Vaksham means I will tell you. Idam means this one, I will tell you. This Gyan and Vigyan, I'll tell you. How much I'll tell you? Asheshata. Shesh means remaining. Asheshata means nothing will remain. Again, here, nothing Asheshata refers to, not detail, the principles. After knowing this, you have nothing else to know. Yaj gyatva neh bhuyo nyaj. Gyatavyam avishishyate. You will not need to know anything else after knowing this knowledge. Huh? This is the greatness of Bhagavad Gita. Let's go 7.3. Who hasn't read today? Prasun Prabhu. 7.3, would you like to read? This is a very famous verse. Everyone knows this verse.
Manusyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kashin mam veti tatvata. Translation: Out of many thousand among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and for those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So this is a very, very famous verse. This is still in the section of, what is the first section here? Anyone remembers? Glory of the knowledge. Knowledge has not come yet. This is the glory of knowledge. So what is the glory of knowledge? Manushyanam sahastreshu. Sahastra means, Shat means 100, Sahastra means 1000. So Manushyanam, many thousands of Manushas, Kashid yatati. Kashid means koi bhi. Just very rarely someone tries. Yatati siddhaye. Yatati means to endeavor. Siddhaye means for perfection. Out of thousands of people, only few try for perfection. What does it mean here? Thousands of people. How many types of species Krishna has created in this material world? 8.4 million. 84 lakh. Huh? We all know that. Out of this 84 lakh, how many are Manushya Yoni? Anyone knows that number?
4 lakh.
4 lakhs.
4 lakhs, 0.4 million, right? So out of 8.4, only 0.4 million species are Manushya Yoni. Out of Manushya Yoni also, there are so many Chandalas, Yavanas, Malekshas, Sopachas are there. There's so many Aboriginals are there. There are so many, they don't even know about God, what to speak of trying to know about God. Out of those who are Sabhya log, Arya log, Sab Sanskriti, some civilized people, how many of them in this material world are in suit boot? They look so-called very nice, young, smart, office-going people and this and that. Are they trying to know about God in this material world? 99.99% does not even want to talk about God. I forgot a number. I read one number of atheistic people in the world, the modern world, which is actually senseless, but anyway, I think 46% or something people are atheistic nowadays. They don't have, and if you ask them, what's your view about God? I have no view about God. They can give their view about Trump and this and that, but they have no view about God. and this people call them very developed people. So 99.99% people are not interested. Some who are interested in God, they don't know about God, but they claim to know about God. भगवान कैसा है? Light है. Amrit Prabhu, have you seen that light? One person came to Prabhupada and he said, Prabhupada, when I close my eyes, I see the light. Prabhupada says, start chanting Hare Krishna and the light will go away. So he was thinking, I am seeing light, Prabhupada will appreciate me. Oh, you are so advanced, you are seeing light. He said, no, chant Hare Krishna, light will go away. Krishna is not just the light. Light is also there, we are not denying it. He is not just the light. Light is just a part of Krishna, a part of Krishna. Anyway, people have very wrong conception of God. Some say Ganesh Bhagwan, Amrit Prabhu, you worship Krishna, I worship Ganesh. What's the difference? Huh? Sab same hai. Surya Upasana, Panchopasana, huh? They are doing Panchopasana, Durga Ji Upasana and all that. Now, Upasanas are okay, but there is a hierarchy. Your father may have 5 brothers. So you will respect them as your father, but your father is only one. There may be chachajis, kakajis, all those are there. We respect them, we love them, but father is only one. Father cannot be multiple. So they have very wrong conception. Even if they have right conception, Brahma Jyoti, Mayavad, this and that. Even within that, there are subcategories, and finally, after many births, someone they realize that actually Krishna is God, and our life goal is to surrender and love God, which is Krishna. Once the Prabhupada was opening ISKCON, and he said the name of the society will be International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Some of his followers that time they said, Prabhupada, why don't you put God consciousness? That's just to make it more inclusive. Prabhupada said, no, only Krishna consciousness, no God consciousness. And Krishna is that God. I want to be very sure because it's all khichdi going on in the world. God, 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 God. Who is God? So this word Krishna includes the God already. So Prabhupada was very clear. International Society for Krishna Consciousness, not God Consciousness, because God is included. But in God, Krishna may be included, may not be included, as per the locals' understanding. God is only one, only Krishna is God, but people have different perceptions of God. And that's why sometimes they say when you go to Durga Ji temple, Shiv temple, you see so much bheed, so much crowd there. When you come to ISKCON temple, it's very quiet. Why? Because there's only one product available in the supermarket. Who is that? Radha Krishna. In other supermarkets, other temples, you'll see Ganesh Ji, Saraswati Ji, Shankar Ji, Hanuman Ji, sab kuch milega. So that one is better temple. They only have one product. So who would like to go to their shop? So they are like a God shopping list. So today is Mangalwar, so go to this God. Today is a Friday, to go to this God. Prabhupada said, no, this is Krishna consciousness. So Manusharanam says, so as I just explained a little bit, out of millions and millions and trillions of people, only some try to understand. Now all of you, you can say you are in this category, Kashid Yatati Siddha. You are trying to understand Krishna, trying to understand. Now, yatatam api siddhanam, and even if you are successful, so-called successful in your siddhi, in your perfection, which may take multiple lifetimes sometime, kashin mam veti tattvataha, only some of them will know me in truth. Does this line make sense? Now, ISKCON will have, I don't know, I'm just putting a number here, 1 million followings, for example. Now, do you think all 1 million are pure devotees? Few in this call are pure, but all of them are pure devotees. Can you say that? Only some sannyasis are there, or some very advanced devotees are there, but not everyone. They are on the path. This is right. This is called WIP. Anyone knows WIP? Ketu Prabhu? WIP. Yes.
Work in progress.
Work in progress. So we are in the queue. We're in the right queue. It will happen one day, sooner or later. But right now, we are not there. So we are Kashchidati Siddhai. And the advanced transcendentalists like Prabhupada, his many disciples, they are the one Veti Tattvataha. So out of millions of people, some try to endeavor on this path, and out of some who are trying, only some gets the perfection. So getting Krishna Prema is not so cheap. Not so cheap. It's a quite far stage. Srinivas Prabhuji?
So an analogy.
Yes.
The mango tree.
Yes.
There are millions of flowers will come.
Yeah.
Out of the million of flowers, only some small fruits will be there in thousands.
Yes.
out of thousands, only 200 to 300 mango fruits will be finally it will land.
Yes.
And that means the millions too, it comes only some couple of only.
Yeah.
In the similarly here, this context,
Yes.
it looks like some analogy.
Yes, yes, very nice one. So this is what happens, huh? So there are millions of seeds are there, but only some seeds will go to this final stage of a ripened mango, a ripened mango. Another thing which I remember Bhanu Maharaj said, we are like mangoes, but some are green mango, some are yellow mango. Green mango means they are in the process, huh? They work towards the goal. Some are ripened mango, some are ripened mango. Thank you, Prabhuji. Nice. Okay, 7.4, you want to read, Prabhu? Srinivas Prabhu, while you are there?
Yes, Prabhu.
So I had a question.
Yes, Amrit Prabhuji.
So in this Krishna, when he's telling out of those who have achieved perfection, what does he mean by that?
Achieved perfection. They know Krishna in Tattva. They know Krishna as he is. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvatah. He has established the love of God. He's
Yeah,
not just
so
in the
he
theory
is
part.
saying that out of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in Tattva.
No, no. Achieved perfection in their endeavor. Yatatam api siddhanam. So they've endeavored it. You may be a very great bhakta, Prabhu, but you may still not have love of Godhead fully. You may be in the stage of, say, nishtha, or you may be in the stage of asakti. Someone may be in the stage of bhava. Only some will be in prema. So even those endeavors get perfected at different stage. Now you have some Shraddha, Prabhu. Prabhupada also had Shraddha. So it's not like you don't have any Shraddha. You have Shraddha. Without Shraddha, you'll not be. But you cannot say my Shraddha is as good as Srila Prabhupada's Shraddha. Right? That degree will vary. Degree will vary. But are you a devotee? In one sense, yes, you are a devotee. Are you a pure devotee? So I should not say about you. I can say about myself. No. My answer is no. Devotee, I don't even know about that. But in general categorization, say, "Arey, devotee hai kya?" Yeah, So yes, he's devotee. He's coming temple. He's chanting Hare Krishna. He's doing some seva. Has some faith in Krishna. But a perfection of that, that takes
Yes,
time.
Prabhu.
Is that okay? Now you'll be Bhakti Shastri tomorrow soon. You'll be Bhakti Shastri teacher. People will come under you and say, okay, Amrit Prabhuji ki jai. You've done some siddhi, but is it the final one? No, you'll still say, Prabhu, I'm struggling. Okay, I hope not. I can say what myself. I'm still struggling. Still struggling with the basics. But the good point is we are trying to follow that process. Although we are falling again and again, but we are trying, we are struggling and praying to Krishna, praying to Guru, please help me. We are very weak. We are not so strong. And then by Guru's mercy, perfection will come one day. Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Srinivas Prabhuji, 7.4.
Yes, Prabhu. Bhumirapo nalo vayu kam mano buddhi eva cha ahankara ityami bhinna prakritir astadha. Translation: Earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 constitute my separated material energies.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So it's again a very, very famous verse. I'm sure everyone knows this verse. So there are 8 elements spoken here. I'll just say quickly. So Bhumi, everyone knows Bhumi, earth. Apo means water. So we in Pancha Mahabhut, what we call it. So we have Apa, we have Anala. Anil refers to Agni or fire. Vayu refers to wind or air. Kham refers to ether. So these are the Pancha Mahabhut. So we talk about Panch Mahabhut. They are made up of Bhumir, Apo, Anulo, Vayu, Kham. So these are 5 Panch Mahabhut gross elements. You can see them or touch them or feel them. And the subtle elements are Mano, Buddhir, Evacha, Mano, Buddhir, and Ahankar. So these are the 3 subtle elements. Man, Buddhi, Ahankar. This is known as MBA. Anyone knows MBA? Man, Buddhi, Ahankar. Are you MBA? Yes. You have Man, Buddhi, and Ahankar. But not the purified version. We have impurified versions. Any MBAs here? We are all MBAs. Amrit Prabhu is a real MBA.
Double MBA.
Huh?
Double MBA.
Is purified version. Clarified version. Anyway, so MBA. So Man Buddhi Hankar itiyam me bhinna prakriti rashthatha. Now the word bhinna is very interesting. I don't want to expand on these 8 elements because that's probably not the scope of this verse, although they're very interesting. Anyway, so bhinna. Prabhupada writes bhinna means separated energy, separated material energy. So bhinna refers to separated. Prabhupada gives example in Ishopanishad about this bhinna or separated energy. Prabhupada said milk is the energy of cow, right? But when you milk the cow, you can keep the cow, say in Sydney, say in Melbourne. From Melbourne, we get ahimsa milk. So cows are in Melbourne, but the milk has arrived to Sydney, for example, right? It is the energy of Krishna, but right now it is separated from its source. Prabhupada gave another example is you're recording my voice in a tape recorder. That time when Prabhupada was here, tape recorders were there. Now you can take the tape recorder any corner of the world, right? But Prabhupada is not there. But Prabhupada energy is stored. This is called Bhinna Prakriti. So we are also Prakriti of Krishna. We are the energy of Krishna. But right now what we are? Bhinna. We are separated from Krishna in that sense. So Prabhupada, Krishna is talking about Bhinna Prakriti. There's a Bhinna Prakriti. This is made of Ashtadha. Ashtadha means 8 elements, and which are these 8 elements which we spoke about. Now Prabhupada also gives a very interesting purport here. He's talking about 3 types of Vishnu. Now, this is from Narada Pancharatra, one of the Sattva Tantras. Vishnu tu Trin Rupani. So, Vishnu appears in 3 forms. Before coming to ISKCON, to be very honest, my understanding was Vishnu is only one. And when I first read the purport of Prabhupada in one of these purports, and I said, 3 Vishnus? No. I had not a right conception. But when I read this particular verse, and it has given a verse reference as well. So there are 3, Vishnu is one, but it represents into 3 different Vishnus. What are the 3 different Vishnus? I'm sure everyone knows that. Iramata? 3 different representations of Vishnu.
Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and Shirodakshaya Vishnu.
What is the second name of Mahavishnu Mataji?
Karnodasaya Vishnu.
Thank you. So there are 3 different types of Vishnu. Again, the same tattva, but expanded for different reasons. So one is on the material level, one is on a universal level, one is on the jiva level. Same Vishnu resides in 3 different places to do a certain function. And this is the source of it. Narad Pancharatra Sattva Tantra. Vishnu tu Trin Rupani. 3 रूपों में Vishnu है. Okay, I'll not expand more on that. Let's go to the next one. 7.5. Now, so first separated energy we understood. Let's read this verse. This will relate with 7.4. Who wants to read? Kajal Mataji?
Apareyam itasva anyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Besides these, O mighty armed Arjun, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature.
So I'll just open 7.4 and let's see the relationship between these two. So this was a 7.4. We talk about this Bhinna Prakriti, this Prakriti which we are seeing right now. And look at this, what Krishna calls it, Apara Prakriti. So there's a Apara Prakriti and Para Prakriti. And you'll see these words getting used again and again. Apara means inferior, Para means beyond, superior, jo dur se hai. So Para Prakriti word you read. Parodharma you will also read. So aparadharma and parodharma. They're all similar words. So apara refers to inferior, para refers to superior. Let's read the verse. Apareyam, apara iyam. Iyam refers to this one which we just read in 7.4. Apara iyam. This 7.4, whatever is talking about, this is called apara prakriti, means lower nature, inferior prakriti. But Anya Prakriti, there is another Prakriti as well. Hey Arjun, there is another Prakriti as well. What is that? Para Prakriti. Vidhi means to know. So me means my Prakriti. And this both belongs to whom? Me. Apara Prakriti as well as Para Prakriti both belongs to me. So hey Arjun, you should know this one is called Apara Prakriti. The Panchamahabhut, Man Buddhi, even MBAs are Apara Prakriti. I'm sorry, inferior. You may be very proud of your degree, but actually as per this verse, it's inferior. It's not superior. So Apariyamita Sunyam, there's Anya Prakriti. Vidhi, please, Jano, to know, Arjun, they are mine, and the other one is known as Para Prakriti. Jiva Bhutam Mahabaho. Hey Arjun, Jiva Bhut, Yayedam dharete jagat. Jiva belongs to that actually para prakriti. We'll talk about this again in detail when we get there. So Jiva does not belong to this material nature, and that's why if you put oil and water together, uh, are they compatible, Giriraj Prabhu? He's a good cook.
No,
So
Prabhuji.
if you take a glass of water, Prabhuji, and put 5 drops of oil, they get mixed very quickly?
No, oil will be
Huh?
staying up.
So
Yeah.
similarly, when a spirit comes into matter, it's incompatible, and that's why we are always uncomfortable. No matter what you do, what you achieve in this material world, it will never give you the full satisfaction unless you start serving Krishna. And the famous example Prabhupada gave: you take fish out of water and you put fish on the Vyasasana. Amrit Prabhu, today, fish Maharaj is giving class. You offer water, tissue paper, AC, you offer 10 types of fruits to that fish Maharaj. Will the fish Maharaj be happy? Fish Maharaj or Maharani ji will not happy because fish needs water. So Jiva will not be happy unless put back into the water, which is Krishna consciousness. Jiva are exploiting this material nature. If I become very famous, everyone is praising me, everyone is clapping on me, then I'll be happy. If I become very rich, I'll be happy. If I become very powerful, I'll be happy. There are like pizza or pasta or fruits offered to fish on a Vyasasan. नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय फिश महाराज की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवेजकाचार्य फिश महाराज की जय You glorify Fish Maharaj like anything. You garland him. Fish Maharaj or Maharani will not be happy. Huh? So this is why Jiva is not happy. Now, very interesting line, the fourth line. This is very, very interesting. Yayedam dharyate jagat. What these Jivas are doing, this Jagat actually refers to material world. Huh? We'll come to word by word. Yayedam, these ones, which is Jiva, Jiva Bhuta, you and me and all of us, dharyate, dharan karte hain, sustain. Now, Prabhupada have given a translation. Look at the translation. Dharyate is utilized or exploited. And in the translation, he writes, living entities like me and you who are exploiting the resource of this material inferior nature. Huh? Now, we are definitely exploiting, we're trying to exploit the material nature to become happy, but we are not successful in our endeavor. Dharan karna, or everyone understand dharan karna? So dharan karna means sustain. These jivas sustain the material world. Our acharyas explain this is actually a sarcastic statement. How does sarcastic statement? If you say prisoners are maintaining the prison, is it right or wrong? Right, in the sense, if prisoners were not there, will you make prison cell, Garima Mata? Will you make prison cell, Anand Prabhu, Adelaide Wale? The prison only exists because prisoners will be there, isn't it? There will be some antisocial element. So government not only makes temples and churches, not anymore, but they also make prison houses. Is it a good thing or bad thing? It's a bad thing. But government has to make the prison cell. Why? Because they know there will be some prisoners coming through, and for them there will be some place needed. Huh? So Krishna knows there will be some antisocial jivas like you and me, and they will not like to live with Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. They will come to Sydney and they say, I want to be happy in Sydney. If I get Australian passport, Prabhuji, I'll be very happy. Okay, Krishna says, go to Sydney, take Australian passport and try to be happy. And we look back, there's no happiness. Then we go to Radha Gopinath. So Yaidan Dharti Jagat means jivas maintain this spirit. Now, this maintenance is not in terms of tattva, it's just a matter of sarcasm. Krishna has created them for the udhami jivas, the antisocial jivas, anti-Golok Vrindavan jivas. You go and live in Sydney or even Adelaide, sorry to say that, or Darwin Valley. So we are incompatible. We were incompatible in our thinking. Now Krishna has put this spirit into an incompatible matter, and that's why, because of incompatibility, we always have three types of kleshas. Amrit Prabhu, what are the three types of kleshas?
आदि भौतिक, आदि दैविक, आध्यात्मिक.
We are always suffering with these three kleshas. No one can say, I have won over everything. No one can say that. There will be some klesha. And if you don't have it, just wait 5 minutes. Just wait. Another one is just coming. Back pain, this tooth pain. Have you ever heard that Ravan was complaining about some gas problem hai, indigestion hai. I have my back pain, huh? All these asuras were much more powerful. They were still not happy. They were still not happy. No one can be happy. Anyway, so yayedam dharyate jagat. They maintain. They maintenance refers to sarcastically is saying jivas could not live in the para nature. They are in the inferior nature. This verse makes sense. Huh? So it's talking about two types of prakriti, para prakriti, apara prakriti. Also telling jivas are living in the apara prakriti at this stage. Now there are some nitya muktas. We are not talking about them. We are just talking about right now where we are living. Okay, let's stop here. It's 9:06. We'll continue with 7.6. Beautiful section onwards from next week. Any quick questions or comments? Okay, all good. I'll give it to Yash Prabhu.